Welcome to Enhance Impact. Today we're going to cover command line basics. Hope that you learned something from the video, that you like it, and if you do, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It's great motivation to keep me posting videos, which I plan to do every week, so make sure you check out the channel.
Okay, so let's start our command line basics lesson. What is the command line actually? The blinking cursor is the CLI or the command line interface. It's called a shell and or terminal sometimes, and we use text-based commands or instructions for the computer to carry out. Windows has two command line shells or CLIs. We'll be working with the Windows command line, the basic one, but Windows also has PowerShell, and you can do more advanced functionality via PowerShell. But today we're covering the basic command line. The benefits of learning the command line is that it helps with building repeatable data processes. It makes working with text files easier. It's less resource intensive, useful for learning, programming, version control, and more. Today we're going to cover how to list files and folders, change the current folder. Another name for directory is folder. We're going to make folders, use echo to display text, and also to actually write to a new text file using echo. We'll use start to open files. We can show the task list or list of running processes, copy files or directories, move them, delete them, list the available drives that we have. And before we exit, we'll also run through a few examples of how to use Python via the command line, where to find your executable files, like as far as their path locations. And we'll do a batch processing example as well, and also how you can install or upgrade your pip and find out which packages have been installed on your computer via pip. Alright, so to get to the command line, you can type in command or CMD right from the Windows search bar, or you can also type or press the Windows logo key and the letter R at the same time, and it opens up this dialog box. You type in CMD or cmd.exe, click OK, and it opens up the command line for us. And this is the path. This is the location on the computer where I am in at this time. I'm going to also open up the Windows Explorer dialog box so that we can get a good idea visually of like what's happening. We're in the C drive, and the C drive is the hard drive on my computer. And on this hard drive, there are several folders. We're in the users folder, and inside the users folder, we're in the FR folder. I want to step out of FR and go back into the users folder. So I'm going to change the folder that I'm in. And to do that, we type in the command cd or change directory. Two dots allows us to move up one folder. So it takes me out of FR into users. I'd like to work today in the public CMD lesson folder, the folder that I created for this lesson today. And to do that, I'm going to change the directory again. And whenever you type a command, you can get back to your commands by using your up and down arrows. This allows you to kind of circle through or cycle through the commands that you've already written, so you can reduce the amount of typing that you have to do. So all I did was just press the up arrow key and I got back to cd dot dot. This time I don't want the dot dot because I don't want to step out of users into the C drive. What I want to do is go into public CMD lesson. So to do that, I'm going to begin typing public, and I don't want to type it all out because sometimes I'm prone to making mistakes. I'm as sure other people are as well, especially when the names become very long or the paths become very long. So it's a nice feature that we can use. By default, if you press the tab key, it auto completes. So here cd public backslash cmd lesson cm. I'm going to use tab again, and auto completes for me. Press enter, and now we're in this folder, users public CMD lesson. The path changed from C users to C users public CMD lesson. I want to see, well, how many folders and files, I want to be able to list them. Let's say if I was not looking at the the file explorer, and I wanted to take a look at what folders we have. We can just type dir for directory, and it lists the folders that we have. It tells us that we have 10 files, the number of total bytes or the total size, and that we have 4 directories or 4 folders. When I look here, I only see 2 folders. And when we look at dir, those are indicators of folders. So dir says, hey, some folder. Well, I see some folder and I see cotton candy. These 2 folders are hidden folders, and they have system configuration information in them. Whenever you have or encounter folders that are hidden or files that are hidden, don't delete those. I suggest that you don't tamper with those because that can impact how your computer actually functions. If I want to take a look at what's inside a text file, I can do that by using the command type space and list the file name. I want to list the file useful command line links. I don't want to type it all out because it's a long file name. I'm going to use tab for it to autocomplete, enter, and this is what's inside that file. Useful links: Linux command line, cheat sheet, PDF, Windows command line, Windows PowerShell, install Linux on Windows with WSL, and so forth. These are links that I'll include at the bottom of the video so that you can access these for more information. If I wanted to actually open up a file, we can open a file up by using start space and the name of the file. So here, let's take a look at start space this image JPEG file. So I'm going to type in JSON, tab for autocomplete, press enter, and thank you Jason Lung from Unsplash for this really cool picture. We have the option of making a new folder. So let's say make dir, and we can make the folder here in CMD lesson and also in other directories or other file paths. You can just put the path there and you can create the folder. So let's make the directory and call it fun. So here we have fun, and we press enter, and this is our new fun directory. If we want to know what's in fun, we can type dir. Well, that's the CMD lesson. You see what happened with that. When I typed dir, I wasn't in the fun folder. I was in the CMD lesson folder, so it gave us a repeat of what we already had. So, and it happens. So, if I want to find out what's in fun, I go dir and just type in the fun. And it tells me, hey, in fun, there are 0 files and 2 directories, which we know are hidden directories. A way to get information in a more succinct way. It won't have the date of creation or the size, but it provides a summary of the names of the folders and files. You can use a list command. And we can use the list command here in this folder CMD lesson. So ls, and it tells us, hey, batch.process.bat file, command line basics.ppt, and we see that wherever we have a space between the words, we must have quotation marks around the file or folder name. Cotton space candy, so it has quotation marks. If I wanted to list what was inside of the fun folder, we can say list fun, and we don't see anything because fun is empty. Let's put something in fun. We can put something in fun by copying a file. Let's copy a file to fun. How about the sample Python script? So we're going to copy sample Python script to fun. Copy sample, tab for autocomplete, and I'll use a dot, backslash, and fun. One file was copied. This dot backslash just indicates that this part of the path or roadmap plus fun is where we want the file to go. So if I were to click this, we want sample Python script, which was moved into fun, to go into fun. And so the path for fun, for where we are now, because this is where we've entered fun, is users, C, users, public, CMD lesson. Users, public, CMD lesson, fun. So the full path is C colons backslash users backslash public backslash CMD backslash fun. So the dot slash allows for that. And we could have actually still done this without this, but I wanted to make sure that it was communicated that fun is part of a longer path. Okay, so we're not in fun. This is inside the Windows Explorer. We're actually still in CMD lesson, which is over here. But I came here so I wanted you to see the sample Python script had been copied. And also we can look at it remotely and just say, hey, ls. I can do the dot fun, backslash fun, but I can also just type fun, and it shows you that, hey, now sample Python script is in here. If I were to type the directory for fun, it also shows that we have 2 empty folders and there's 1 file. And this is the name of the file, and this is when it happened. You know it's a file and not a folder because it doesn't have a dir. Okay. And so those are some things that we were able to do. Let's also work at moving a file to another folder. So we have Word template. We can move Word template to a folder too. Let's move Word template to fun. So one way we can do that is say, hey, we already copied the file. So we can do move. And before we do, let's clear our screen because we're kind of down at the bottom of the screen here. So let's clear the screen, CLS, clear the screen. And they say, hey, let's move Word tab template.docx to fun. 1 file was moved. Now if we list the files that are in fun, I could have probably just said doc backslash fun. It tells you sample Python script.py word template.docx. That's what it tells us here. If we want to delete a file, we can do that as well. So let's delete hello. This is a file that we have here is hello. We can delete hello, and you can delete multiple files by having just putting the files, just naming them and putting a space between the files. So we have delete hello. You just can't type hello. You have to type the what type of file it is. It looks like a text file. So go tab. It gives me the extension .txt. So we're going to delete hello from the CMD lesson folder. So delete hello. When we do that, hello should disappear. Some other things too that we may be interested in is file structure actually looks like. So for example, if I say tree, it tells us that we have the folders. They are in the C drive, and in this particular path we have cotton, candy, and fun as directories. The echo command is really good to use. Echo command, you can actually type to the console, hello there, hello there. It allows you to do that. Echo command also allows you to create a new file using typing whatever you want to type there. Hello there. Oh, I've already done this once, right? So let's not rinse and repeat. Let's do this. Hello there. Use this key here. This is important. This part right here allows you to create a new file. Hello.txt. This is the name of the new file. There it is right there. If I go type what's inside of a hello.txt, you'll type hello.txt. It says hello there. Let's add to txt hello. So we want to add to hello. We can go echo add to hello. Add to hello. 1, 2. Name of the text file. I use tab to autocomplete. Now when I want to look at, well, what happened to the hello.txt? Well, it appended add to hello to this file. So let's take a look at it. type. It's a text file, so we can use type to take a look at it. And go type hello. There it is. If we go ahead and open it up, there it is. Often when you install Python, Python will automatically be connected to the command line. If you're working with other programs like Git or Visual Studio, if they provide you with a checkbox or an option to be able to connect the program to the command line, definitely check the box because it's important. So here for Python, I want to check my Python version. I'm in Python version 3.11.5. If I wanted to see what the pip version was, we can do that as well. Pip. And because I've already executed the command to find the version of a program, I don't want to do it again. So make sure you press the up arrow key. And you remember, you keep pressing up. You can cycle through your commands that way. Okay. So we have our Python version. If we want to take a look at our pip version, we can do that. Or here, it does it again for us. There's that. So pip version, it tells us the pip version. If I want to, from here, this command line, if I felt like I wanted to um, upgrade the pip, you can upgrade your pip from the command line. And to do that, you just type Python -m pip install upgrade pip. The requirement is already satisfied. That means that this is the latest version of pip. If I wanted to see which packages, Python packages, have been installed via pip, you can just go pip freeze, and it shows the packages that have been installed and what the versions are. So for example, pandas, I have a pandas version 2.1.0 installed. Let's go down to the screen and clear the screen. If I wanted to run a Python file, we can do that by typing Python. And this sample Python script is a file that is a Python source file. So I want to run that file. So the name of it is called sample tab. This is an example py file. That's what's in that file. If I wanted to convert the command line to a Python interpreter, I can just type Python, press enter, and now I can run commands directly here. 3 plus 6 is 9, 12 plus 8 is 20, print hello world. It does that. Okay. Alright, so those are different things we can do. Once we're finished with the interpreter, we can type quit parentheses, and it takes us back to the command line. Now that brings us to an example. One of the examples that I mentioned that we would look at is like how we're using programs from the command line. We can also check where our exe our executable files are actually located. So we can do where.exe Python. Where is Python located? Okay, it's in FR will app data local Microsoft Windows app Python. That's one place. Another place, it can be there. We can also look for files that are not executable files. For example, if I want to know, hey, where's Visual Studio Code, VS Code? I have it installed on here. Well, it says we can't find it because it's not executable, but they give us the location. Oh, Microsoft, so it's actually good in that way as well. Okay. So the last example that we're going to work through is probably more about like how you would actually use the command line, definitely with the Python with version control, but also with batch processing of text files and other files. I have three CSV files on that contain country data and information about tuberculosis for three countries. And so if I wanted to just take a look inside the file and just kind of determine, grab a file to open, we can type start, and or you can essentially just type the file name as well, TB, and use your tab. And remember I said we can use our tab key? Well, here we have three files that begin similar with a beginning with TB, and so you just keep pressing tab until you get the file that you're actually interested in having. So I'm going to TB underscore file 2. It opens the file for me. It shows you that this is the data for the United States. And what I'm asking to do for this batch process is to take the first column, which is the country or territory name, and the third column, which is the ISO 3-character country code. Grab those two columns from all of the files and put them together in a new file called combined.csv. And so this is what this batch file actually does. This file here, batch process, let's open it so we can see it. Or not open it, but let's type it out and see what the file says. You can create a Windows command line script to copy the contents from the first and third columns of multiple CSV files and concatenate them into a new CSV. This is the code. It says, hey, don't add the comments. We just want to go ahead and run the script without interruption. Create a new empty CSV called combine.csv. A loop through the files that start with tb underscore file, whatever is behind that .csv, and you grab the first and third columns and put them together in the combine.csv file. And that's essentially what this script is going to do. The power is in it. We've been clicking inside of the Windows Explorer, manually opening up the files and clicking. The real power comes here when we're able to run a command like this. In this case, it's just on 3 files, but we could do it over 100 or thousands of files very quickly and much faster than we can do with clicking into the folders and grabbing each column and then putting them together. So let's run the script. Let's clear the screen. CLS to clear the screen. Run the script, and the script, to run it, we just type the name, batch tab, or you could say start batch tab process. And when we press enter, it gives us some more information. U is not recognized and some other stuff, but this runs this file. And so if I were to look inside of combined, we can go start space com tab combined.csv, open, and now we see that the file has the first and third column for each of the CSV files that were there. So that's part of the power of being able to work with the command line. And on that note, that's it. So we can exit. Thank you.